thought I'd turn on the camera today, show you what I'm up to. Lots of stuff going on. Business has not stopped. It's been non-stop. I'm always having, I got so many things in my head that I want to do all the time, but just not enough time to do it. And I'm only one guy. And yeah, I mean, we've been thinking about expanding, getting an employee. I don't know if we're quite there yet. I'd really like to have like some sort of building here on site instead of renting a building somewhere else. So that's still maybe a possibility at some point. Right now, I'm just going to keep moving as hard as I can and try to get everything done. Try to expand my little business here. Today's project, I got to process some aluminum copper radiators. I'll show you those in a second because I did a big ticket sale last night at an auction, online auction, and I spent quite a bit of money. But yeah, I spent quite a bit, but I bought a lot. So the things I bought will definitely bring me in a lot of money. Here's my receipt. It's about 6 pages. There's the last page of the receipt. $1,400, $1,412.50. Oi! So, needless to say, I got a lot of work to do. I really don't like having things go on credit card, you know? It just bothers me. Debt bothers me. So what I like to do is just pay with cash. So what I'm going to try and do is process my hoard of aluminum copper radiators. These things are quite valuable because they have, you know, copper and aluminum. I'll just kind of go over it a little bit for if there's anyone watching that, you know, is new to this sort of stuff, that doesn't know what these things are. These come from air conditioning units, and basically they're wrapped around the main inside of the main outdoor unit of the air conditioner. So what you have to do to process these, so I've taken apart all the air conditioners over the summertime. Now what you have to do to process these, you have to cut off these end plates, and then you can bring it in as a clean aluminum copper rad. So the other problem is right now, the prices are just really bad. The prices for copper and aluminum have gone down a lot. I should still be able to get about $1.05 a pound for these things, but hopefully I can get a little bit more if I bring them all in at once. And these are smaller ones. These ones go inside of your the furnace plenum or the air handler plenum. And there was actually an identical tower that was right here beside it, but I processed through all those, and it was hard because the tool that I bought to do this didn't really work out very well. So I had to kind of resort to the old ways of using a sawzall and cutting it off. But I'm going to try something else. Well, I got this at auction. I only spent like 30 bucks on it, and it's a nice tool. It works really well. This is a cheaper model. You know, you can get Milwaukee or DeWalt, and they're much more expensive, heavier duty machines. But this guy, you know, it's not bad. It's just basically your entry. This is a portable bandsaw. Now the problem is with this is that the way that the blade rotates, when you put it down to cut off those end plates on the rad, it's like it jumps, like it's going the wrong direction basically, and you have to hold it this way to go down, but you should be holding it this way. It's kind of, I don't know if you guys can hear what I'm talking about, but you have to hold it this way, and then the blade won't jump. And then so what's happening is that the blade just gets premature failure on the blade. All the teeth are gone. And I just bought that blade. It was just 10 bucks. So I did like 4 or 5 rads, and all of a sudden the blade has gone bad. So, you know, I can't use this tool. This is my work area right now. That's what it looks like. I just put down a big tarp. This is actually an old tent that I was going to throw out, but it's just something down on the ground so you can catch all the noodles. So it's just all these little copper noodles everywhere. This is my hitch lift. I put it down on the ground so easier to work just off the tailgate. And then right over there, I have a whole bunch of these buckets to throw all the copper and the steel in. But mostly I'm just going to pick up all this stuff after I'm all done. Definitely have to wear goggles and a respirator and earplugs for this. It gets really messy, really noisy. I also have this big set of coveralls. It's too small for me, but you know, it still works. I just finished going through my first grinder disc, so I'm going to get another one on. And these ones are the 332 inch. So these are a bit thicker than the other ones. Definitely don't want to use the really skinny ones, because you'll go through them very quickly. These ones tend to last quite a bit longer. Even if they do make a thicker cut, still better. There's a little pile over there. Can't really tell, but there's quite a few of rads there. So this is the first time I'm changing my disc, so I got through quite a few. We'll be working well into the night, getting all this done. Hey guys, a little bit of time has actually passed since that last clip. It's actually the next evening. So today I brought in a whole bunch of scrap rads that I processed the day before, but I did manage to scrap, sorry, it was two separate ways on the scale. So it's $624 and was 500 pounds, sorry, 595 pounds of rads. So what I did with that money is that today I actually got back from a big auction, unscheduled auction that I didn't know was going to happen today, but I ended up spending $270 today on this auction, and I got some pretty neat stuff. I filled up the truck to the max, but there's boxes and boxes. I kind of just bought a whole wagon of leftovers, so there's quite a few leftovers, but there's actually some really neat stuff as well. This stuff over here was from before, but I bought this this crest, I guess you would call it. It's pretty nice. It's cast aluminum, but it's mounted onto a wooden board. See, like that. It's pretty nice. These swords actually slide right out. So I bought that for 10 bucks. So I'm gonna flip that at my flea market. So I bought that. There's nothing else up here. So basically I just loaded everything up. There's some legs to a foosball table that we bought. So yeah, I just loaded everything up in here. So all these boxes here, this is new stock that I just brought in today. Just now, like an hour ago. It's about 2 boxes high. So, you know, it's all stacked on top of each other. Lots of neat stuff in there. But, you know, I'll have to sort through that at a later date. You know, most of this stuff was cheap, like really. There was a whole wagon of leftover boxes, and we bought the whole wagon for $5. And it was just, must have been 20 boxes. You know, most of it contains, you know, stuff like this, like just pottery and glass. But you just never know what's underneath all this sort of stuff. Like, I don't know what that is right there, but it looks kind of interesting. That's probably something you put on your wall. So there's, you know, who knows? This auction was for a charity group, they are a small town thrift shop that does a lot of charity work. They run a food bank and stuff, so they get all sorts of donations from everybody. There's some more boxes there. There's a box of all these props. There's 4 of them in there. So with these, I like to put them up on eBay. This one's a bit used up, but maybe still has some life left. Yeah, so there's 2 other boxes under there. One of the best things that I got today at that auction was this box here, and it is full of Warhammer figures, die-cast figures, and most of them are still sealed up in the box. So there we go, Warhammer. And so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 2 of them have been opened, but I don't think they have opened things inside. pretty neat things. I like these. So these are quite collectible. Has a big following. I'm not going to take this out actually, but you get the idea. And then there's a few of these loose ones down the bottom here. And this was extremely satisfying. There's and there's the red, White Dwarf magazines too, just thrown in there. Now this was really satisfying. It was really, really dark outside. There was barely any lighting, and I'd been watching for this box all night. And so they picked it up, and the crowd was pretty dispersed, and he couldn't see what it is. And he said, "What's in here?" And I said, "Oh, it's just figures." It's just figures. And he said, "Okay." And I bid $10 on it. No one else bid on it. It was awesome. So that's a nice little deal. I like that. So we got some other bins here. Old crib, Fisher Price crib game. Pottery dogs. Old Battleship, 1971. Yeah, so lots of neat stuff to go through. You know, these old things here, made in Italy. Here's a Viewmaster with a bunch of Viewmaster slides in it. These are salt and pepper tins. These are just replicas. They're made in Hong Kong at the bottom. I looked at them earlier. They have plastic lids, but they're still really nice looking. I'm sure someone will pick those up for a few bucks at my flea market. Old books. Ronald McDonald. That's from 2003. So yeah, cake decor. There's a bunch of these things in there. Yeah, so lots of fun things to go through. That's a typewriter. And one other great thing that we got today was this foosball table. And I'm going to keep this. This is awesome. I love foosball. I was stuck in this remote camp for about 9 months, and it was fun. That's all we had was pool table and foosball table, and we played this for hours and hours and hours. So this is really nice condition. I don't think it's hardly ever been used. There's the balls and the bolts and all that. So I'll make room for that in my house somewhere. It's awesome. So yeah, that's it. And there we also got a couple bicycles, and this guy here, old lawn reel, manual lawnmower. It's actually in really good shape. Yeah, like I said, it's 10 o'clock tonight. I gotta get moving on this. I don't know how long, don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to keep cutting up those aluminum rods. I spent about $280 today. I made I forget what did I say, 600 from the scrapyard, but I spent 280. So yeah, I have to make it up. I'm gonna just bring in a whole bunch of scrap and see how much money I have. Hopefully I can pay for tomorrow's big auction haul. I hooked up a light onto my truck. This light here actually has this one doesn't have a bulb, and I guess this one's burnt. That's a bummer, but it's lighting up my workspace pretty well. I'm going to use a Sawzall and get the angle grinder back out here. And here is what I have to work with. Yeah, okay. You can't really see it, but there is, the stack has gone down quite a bit. This small stack is completely gone. This one's almost gone. And then this one's still pretty high. It's about 4 feet high. A lot of value there, a lot of value. So hopefully I can make like another 600 or more. And then I should be good to go, because I have a bit of money in my pocket right now. But if I don't, then I'll if I don't have enough, my cat. If I don't have enough, yeah, I'll bring that in, and then maybe I'll bring in my dirty aluminum and my electric motors. I'll bring those in tomorrow. It's just that I have to get up really early. I have to work late, and I have to get up really early, which really sucks, because the scrapyard closes at 11:45 a.m. So really, it's 10 o'clock now. Yeah, I got a lot of work to do and not much time to do it in. Plus, I think it may storm. Good times. Good times. There we have it. I got it all done last night. The truck is definitely full of these rods. Stacked them up pretty high. They're all been cut off, all been cleaned off. So, that wasn't too bad. I stayed up till about 1:30 last night, and it just started to rain as I was finishing up. There's a little bucket of cutoffs here, so I'm going to bring that in as well. And I still have this little pile here to clean up, go through that and kind of take the leaves out and other guck off there and bring that in as copper number 2. So I have my space back over here, and there's some cutoffs. Here's some cutoffs that still have the copper on them. You know, when they shaped like this, I just cut off the whole thing. I don't take out the copper. Yeah, all right. So, a little bit tired this morning. It's about 8 o'clock. Hard to get out of bed, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And I have to make at least. I was looking it up. I have a little bit of money in my pocket, but I have to make about $700. And we'll see how much this gets me. You know, if the prices were stronger, this would do it, but the prices aren't that great right now, so I may have to come back and load up some more scrap. Oh yeah, just made it back home. I'm happy. It was a lot more than I thought. So I made my day. Look at that, $1,000. 1,032 bucks. Copper number 2, prices are pretty bad. I mean, compared to what it was, it's $2 a pound. But I got $102 for that. It was 51 pounds. And the rads, they gave me $1.05. And so we got 426 plus 460. That's 886. Did I get my math right? 886. 886 pounds for a lot of moolah. Not bad, because it was two different piles, because the bins that I was putting them in couldn't hold all my rads at once. So that's what that is there. Not bad at all. So yeah, I made my day. Look at all that. Nice. I was shocked. I was pretty happy. So I didn't think there was that much weight there. I was going to try and bring my trailer to this thing, to this auction pickup. This auction is pretty far away. I really don't like to drive with my trailer on the highway. It's an older trailer, and it just doesn't sit well with me. Plus, the trailer has a flat tire. I have to keep pumping it up. What I'm thinking of doing is just going like this, and that way I can use the highway, the 416 and the 401, and without having to put on the trailer. And I'll do one load today. I'm actually, my flea market, where it's located, is pretty close to this auction as well. So after the flea market, I'll go back and pick up whatever's left. So I think I can do that. So that's my plan. But you know, if I think that there's too much, what I'll do is I'll just come back home, unload, and go back again today, because there'll be enough time for me to do that. Pulled in at the auction. There's a lot of stuff here. It's gonna get pretty hectic, but this is what it looks like. I bought that. I bought that roll. It's actually a huge facility. It's like they do a lot of different things here. There's an old private school that closed down. A lot of stuff. Everything's being auctioned off. That's all dorms over there. It's called the Thousand Island Village. It's just it's called a place filed for bankruptcy. Apparently it's being bought out, turned into a private school or something. So yeah, I'll show you over here. The other thing that I bought is this big pile of lattice. It's all plastic lattice. Bought that for 100 bucks. They sell for $18 each at Home Depot. This pile over here I was bidding on, they called this wiring, but I was looking closely at it in pictures, and I thought, hey, that's not wiring, that's tubing. And I was right, it's all tubing. But yeah, I went up to about $30 on this before I said, no, that's not wire, that's tubes. But so someone else bought it, so he's not gonna be too happy, I don't think. All right, we're all done loading up. We're gonna go home. Truck is full, I can't believe it. We got everything in one load. Man, oh man, look at that. Look at this wire up here. Ooh, actually these computers might slip out. Strap that down. think that should be okay. Yeah. Okay. Riding pretty low. I'm gonna take the back roads. Really nice place. Some nice fountain right in the front there. Look at that. My truck just does not fit in. That's okay. Hello, Osgoode. Meow. Meow. Alright, made it back home. Whew, what a day. Look at how low my hitch lift is. Oh, there's about, yeah, I'd say, what's that? 3-4 inches from the ground. Yeah, I went over some railroad tracks and I was a little bit worried. I didn't hear any scraping though. Made it back home. There may be a few things that weren't really as advertised or as I thought were going to be really good, like these computers, for example. There's 4 of them. I only paid a couple bucks each, but they're all like Windows XP. I thought they were more modern. I thought they were, yeah, a bit more with the times. But anyways, lots of nice stuff. Well, I'm hoping the weather holds out a little while longer while I figure out what to do with all my stuff. Pretty happy with everything that I bought today. Now when I bring it home and I spread all out like this, you know, I always feel like I didn't really get much for my money until I actually really start going through it. Then I start to see the value again. Because every time I bid on something, I'm thinking to myself that, yeah, I can make some money off that, I can make money off that. But by the time you're all done, the bill just adds up so fast. But I know that I can make all my money back, and actually I could probably double my money or more from buying all this stuff. Anyways, let me go through it all. Maybe I'll start on the truck up here. And I bought some lattice. This is all plastic lattice. These you can buy at Home Depot or a hardware store for about $17 each Canadian. They're 2 feet across. There's 88 of them. There's 88 pieces of this plastic one, and so that's about $1,500 retail value or more. So not too sure exactly what I'm going to do with that yet. They had a whole bunch of sound system type stuff. They had like it was like a wedding conference place, and so they had like dance floor and all DJ stuff there and everything. So this is for light. This is all for lighting. Strand lighting mixer, and I saw these selling on eBay. Low end $200, high end $500 for this board, this unit. So I'm going to sell that. And it comes with a nice box and everything too for packing. It's just a box of different random hardware. I'm not too sure what this stuff is. Wall band, and maybe for chimneys, insulated chimneys, and all these big long faucets. That's a nice long one actually. I may when I go to switch my sink over, I may use that. A whole bunch of them in there. A couple of fire extinguishers here, and I bought a whole bunch of fire extinguishers, but fortunately they all need to be recharged. And a lot of these signs down in here, no smoking, a couple tennis rackets, and then we have a lot of these closed and open signs here. So I could probably sell those at my flea market. No hunting. They had a lot of these printers up for sale, and I looked them up during the auction, and these are like printer receipt printers, and they go for quite a bit. Now unfortunately they started going really high during the auction, so I wasn't able to grab many of them, but I did manage to get these 2. This one looks pretty crummy. This one looks alright. So maybe I should be able to make a little bit of money off that. That's just a new breast pump and package. I bought that for a couple bucks. Wiring, lots of cable, lots of heavy duty cable and wiring. Whole bunch of this aluminum wire, big heavy stuff, and a lot of it. I think there's 2 different sets inside in here. Maybe even a couple small pieces like this one here. It's a small piece, but you know, I'm going to see if anyone needs this, and maybe I'll put it up on eBay once I figure out the length and all that. Well, not on eBay, just the local sales. like Kijiji or Facebook, something like that. And I got a bunch of wiring like this. There's some 3-wire there, and some other nice cable. This one's aluminum as well. Nice big wiring cable here. It's like a 3-wire plus the ground. Looks like it's for underground. You can bury that stuff underground. Pretty heavy duty stuff. With it's armored cable with the PVC on top. So that's really expensive cable, and I don't know, there's got to be a lot of footage in there. So I bid up on this one. I paid I think I went up to like 150. I can't quite remember, but yeah, I definitely bid up on this to get it. And it's light enough I could actually, you know, I could sell this on eBay, I think, if need be. But yeah, then there's some other bigger stuff I would not be able to sell on eBay. I didn't realize in the picture how big this stuff was. That's that stuff there. But I think this is just a little bit bigger. Anyways, there's 2 pieces. They're not very long, so maybe I could sell them locally. Maybe someone will pick them up if they have a small run to make. And a couple more spools of wire and a pile of breakers there. Yeah. Westinghouse circuit breaker. Not bad at all. And I got some more cable here. Again, that's copper. It's pretty thick. 6 gauge. Some more there. And then I got a big pile of it over here. Big heavy stuff. Now, I did not pay very much for this. This was at the very end of the auction. So the bidding opened up. It was all online. It opened up at 7 p.m. and I was up, the very last item that sold, I was up till about 1:30 in the morning. So this stuff was at the very end. So there wasn't very much competition going on at the very end of it. So I got that pretty cheap. I can't remember how much. It was like $6 or something. It was a pretty good deal. A bunch of these filters, now they don't sell very high at the hardware store. I think they sell for about $20 each. But maybe I can just sell them like this in a big lot. Paper towel holders. Got a couple motors here. Full circulator motor there by Armstrong. And then I have this 600 volt one, 3-phase. That's a big heavy duty guy there. So I could sell that for a little bit of money on eBay. And I got some electronics. Just a couple alarm clocks, but that's the more vintage one. Appliance outlet. Not sure what that would do. So that's like an under the counter model. Interesting. So yeah, I'll see if that's selling at all on eBay. You know, I've sold vintage alarm clocks before on eBay, and these are all exit signs, but they're the newer ones. They're LED and they're made of glass. So it's all glass there, but the letters are lit up, and you can see it from both sides. So they're a nicer, newer model, and they sell for about, I was looking them up, about $80 or $90 each. So I paid up for these ones a little bit. I think I paid $15 or $16 each for each of those. So I'll make some money on that. So there's some more DJ or lighting equipment here. I'm not sure what this stuff is. Controlling equipment. Yeah. Amplifiers. Stereo power amp. Actually, stereo power amp. So hey, it's heavy. It's heavy. And if the heavier, the better when it comes to amplifiers. Now I did pay a lot of money for these 2 guys here. So and this was at the very end of the auction. I set the most I would pay for this stuff, I set up at $120 each, and I got it for $100 each. Someone was just kept on bidding up and up, and they finally gave up around $100. So that was good. I'm glad they did, because this stuff's expensive. This is specialized water testing equipment. That's a turbidity meter. A turbidimeter. try. It's a tongue twister by Hatch, and so that's like for measuring, I think, sediment in the water. So these sell pretty well on eBay. I've seen them, this model here, and yeah, they go, I think, around $800 each, and we'll see how much I can sell that for. Hopefully I can get like 800 for it. I like that a lot. So yeah, you just put your sample right in there. It's got all these weird chemicals. These bottles look really weird because they have well, maybe not those ones there. There's something in it, but it's like not moving. Secondary turbidity standard. So don't know anything about this, just so I'm gonna just flip it. Now this one had batteries in it, and just regular AA alkalines. I took them out right away. They were from 2013. Now this other one, unfortunately, we've got a problem. This is for measuring chlorine. It's a chlorometer. Now look at this. Look at that. You got a mess. So we got a problem there. What I'm going to have to do is take the batteries out, and I'm going to take this all apart and clean off the battery terminals. And hopefully the terminals aren't that corroded. What you can do is just use some baking soda and water, and that will neutralize the alkaline from the batteries. And hopefully it's not that bad. Now if the terminals are really corroded, then you got a problem, and I may have to replace the battery terminals or solder on some new ones onto the board, because it's going to be a big fancy board in there. So that's what I'm looking at right now. It's really a shame, you know. That's what, when first thing I saw this, I thought about the batteries, because, you know, people will just leave it in there, put it in storage, and forget about it. That's what's going to happen. Did buy a lot of plumbing stuff in here, but yeah, I bought a lot of plumbing stuff, a whole bunch of these little valves, and someone else bought these valves too, and I just got home and I was just playing on my phone a little bit, and I already noticed that someone had the guy that was also buying these and picking them up at the same time I was there, he's already listed a whole bunch of them on Facebook Marketplace. So he's selling them for like $4 each. Yeah, so what I'll do is I don't usually sell anything on Facebook Marketplace. I just use it to buy stuff, but I don't sell on it. But what I'll do is I'll put these up on eBay, or put them in big lots and then sell them on eBay, because I got a whole bunch of them later on. And these guys are expensive. They are for your outdoor faucet. A lot of like advanced plumbing that I bought, you know, stuff like this, it's all new stuff. And I was looking up some of these numbers, and they do very well on eBay. They're very expensive little pieces there. So I got a lot of like specialized brass plumbing parts in here. What's this guy here? And this is the stuff that I really like. It's just like tools and hardware that just doesn't ever go bad. I remember, oh yeah, this guy here. I don't even know what it is. It just looked fancy, and it came in a big box. That's all. Vacuum breaker, is that it? Spill resistant quarter turn ball valves. Alright guys, almost done here. Last few things I want to show you. This here is by Omega. It's an American company, and it's a chart machine. So it makes charts on these pieces of paper like that, and chart out data. So these things here, this model, Omega sells them on their website for about $1,500. And so when I saw that, it's like, oh, that's great. So I bought it. But on eBay, they're selling them. You can get them as low as $300, I think, for a used one. This one's definitely used. There's actually a bit of rust on that dial inside. Can't quite see it. There's some rust on it inside, and it's kind of just a used unit. It was in place where this was being kept had a leaky roof, but I don't think no water was dripped on it, but just the whole water treatment area was very damp. So I got that. These keyboards, now this is pretty sure is a bust. I didn't really know what they were when they were showing them in the pictures. Pictures weren't that great. I think it's just like a cash register keyboard thing, and they're very old and rusted up and stuff. 1995, so pretty sure that's just going to be a big bust. There was 4 of them. I think I paid, I didn't pay very much though. It was like $2 or $3 each. Some records too. They were selling, like they had a DJ type business, so I think that's George Michael. Is that George Michael there? Yeah, Faith. Tina Turner. Break Every Rule. It's got some any good songs on it? I don't recognize any of them. Hey, this guy, Rick Astley. Rick Astley. Whenever you need somebody, and does it have the song on it? Yeah, never gonna give you up. UV, water UV system. So, yeah, we got. I think I pretty much have everything here except for the actual bulb. So the bulb, UV bulb, would fit down inside there, and would connect onto this machine here from that. And then these pipes go on here. Nope, they don't. Something else goes on there. Anyways, and there's the whole, the whole unit that controls the light. So yeah, I bought that with this and that together, all in one piece, and then the other 2 water testing units. All right, well, last thing I gotta do is just find a home for all this sort of stuff. I'm gonna put it in my shed and everywhere else. That's just keep it out of the rain. And yeah, so that's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be up for a while. Putting this stuff all away. Anyways, that's going to be it for the video, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hit the like button for me, will ya? It really helps me out on the videos, on the algorithm. And share if you want. And make sure you leave a comment below. Let me know if you think you saw anything that I missed. I would really appreciate it. I'm sure there's some plumbers watching and that sort of thing. So let me know in the comment section below if you think this was all worth it. And we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks for watching.